Matthew chapter 22, I read from verse 36. Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the God thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, if all of us, if everyone love his neighbor, this world will be a better place. During the onset of COVID-19 in my country, everyone was forced to stay at home. And surprisingly, several philanthropists now rose up and started, distributing foodstuffs and donating various kinds of money to share to the needy. And my question then was that, do we need COVID-19 before we can do the works of charity? Another thing that also occurred to me that time was that there are a lot of people who had and who still have excess money. If you can love our neighbor, we can distribute our wealth to the needy, because there is so much funds that we don't need. The human needs are few. So just look at your neighbor, the person next door, the person on the street. If you can just demonstrate love to them, this thing is easier said than done. But let's practicalize it. At times it could be painful. At times it could be sacrificial. At times it could also need us forsaking some of our pleasure. But if everyone in this world love his neighbor, there won't be wickedness, there won't be robbery, there won't be evil, there won't be manipulation, there won't be, there won't be kidnappings. If you love your neighbor, you will not do a harm against your neighbor. If you love your neighbor, you care for your neighbor, and you want the progress of your neighbor. Receive the spirit of love. Think about it, meditate about it. Look for a way to help a needy, to help a poor, to help a stranger, to help the widow. Like I said, it could be painful. By the grace of God, I did something a few days ago. One of the children of my neighbor, of a neighbor, has been out of school for about 2 years, and God just helped me to pay her school fees. It was painful for me. I almost cried. I said, what did I put myself into? But the family was happy, and is still very happy. I foresee the money was supposed to be for me to buy an asset, for me to buy a material thing, but the Spirit of God spoke to me that life is not about buying property. It's not about buying material things. Put a smile on somebody. So look for somebody who has been struggling to buy a pair of shoes, who has been struggling to gather money to eat, who has been struggling to travel, who has been struggling to achieve something progressive, and solve that problem. Be a blessing. And as you do so, you are behaving like a good Samaritan. You are giving God. You are not giving that widow. You are not giving that orphan. You are not giving that poor. You are not giving that needy. And your Father in heaven shall surely reward you. Love your neighbor, and it shall be well with you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.